At the beginning of the story, we see a driver named Baby who parks his car in front of a bank. In the car, besides Baby, there are Griff, Buddy, and Buddy's wife Monica. They're actually there to rob the bank. So Buddy and Monica go into the bank according to the plan, while Baby waits in the car for the three of them. Soon, they return to the car after robbing the bank, but that's when the police arrive. Baby starts driving away rapidly, dodging the police. And the police start chasing them. Here Baby, showing off his driving skills, manages to get quite a distance away from the officers, but they persistently chase him, trying to catch him at all costs. However, Baby, as always, manages to outsmart the police and reaches a parking lot. There, the four of them switch cars and head to their boss's place, where a man named Doc has been waiting for them. Doc is actually a criminal mastermind who plans the bank heists across the city. And they steal from people. Well, here Doc sees that his people have robbed the bank, and this time too the police could not catch them due to Baby's driving skills. So the dog is happy and starts giving his share to the four. Since then, he says, "Why are you giving the share to this driver when the whole work has been done by the three of us alone and the Baby had only driven the car?" Dog tells Jeez that all three of you are happy because of the Baby. If all of you Baby do not come out of there on time, then the police will arrest you. Puts. It makes sense to hear something. After which Griff mocks Baby and tells Dog that Baby is very strange, who doesn't speak anything and keeps listening to songs all the time. Then Grace removes the wife's glasses so that the Baby takes out another pair of glasses from his pocket and wears them. Seeing this, it makes him laugh. Well, after a while everyone starts leaving, then Dog. He carries all his cash. Here we discover Dog is heavily indebted to Baby. So he would take his entire share from the Baby after every job. Here Doc tells Baby that you only have one more job to do for me, after which your debt will be paid off. As usual, Doc hands Baby a stack of cash and leaves. Meanwhile, Baby returns home and hides the stack in his secret place. Then we learn that Baby is an orphan, so he has adopted a man named Joe, who is paraplegic and cannot hear. That's why Baby always takes care of him and considers him his father. Here with Baby, we see a tape recorder. In fact, whenever Baby goes somewhere, he records the environment and then comes home to create music from that recording. So today, Baby makes music based on Doc's voice, which he had recorded that very day. After this, Baby goes to a cafe. In this cafe, Baby really likes a girl working there named Deborah, so he used to come to this cafe every day. It also seems that Deborah too was somewhere starting to feel for Baby. Because whenever Baby came to the cafe, she would become very happy seeing him. Well, one day, Baby receives a call from Doc, who tells him to get ready for his new mission. Therefore, the next day, he goes to Doc's place, where Doc introduces him to his new group consisting of three criminals named Eddie, JD, and Bats, and Baby's next mission was to be carried out with these three. Baby, due to his sunglasses and earphones, is often the subject of their mockery, but Baby doesn't respond to them because he is used to speaking very little. Suddenly, Doc informs the three criminals that Baby has a condition called tinnitus, which causes a constant ringing in his ears. This is why Baby always listens to songs. Hearing this, the three of them stop mocking Baby. Then, Doc lays out the plan to all four of them. After listening to Doc's planning, they set out to rob a bank. In a short while, they all reach the bank and Bats, along with his people, goes inside the bank. Just after they enter the vehicle subsequent to the bank heist, a mysterious individual commences firing at them, prompting Baby to accelerate the getaway. However, the unidentified assailant pursues them relentlessly. Consequently, while Bats is poised to open fire on the individual, Baby maneuvers the vehicle to escape from the assailant's clutches, as he is averse to the idea of Bats murdering the man. Following this, they find themselves caught in a traffic jam, prompting them to forcibly take a vehicle from a lady and make their escape, all the while noticing the presence of a patrol car. But Baby manages to escape the police and reaches the parking lot where their two cars were already parked. So, they all take those two cars and head straight to Doc. Then, Baby brings coffee for everyone and realizes that JD is not there. He asks Bats about JD, to which Bats says that he had dropped his gun on the way, because that could have gotten us all caught. I killed him. Baby is shocked, but it was Baby's last mission. Thus, he doesn't dwell on JD's demise. Presently, as is customary, Bats takes his portion and departs. After each heist, Doc collects Baby's share and hands him a pile of bills. He informs Baby that his debt is fully settled, hence he's released from obligation. Nevertheless, Doc instructs Baby on one more task, to dispose JD's corpse and the vehicle, leading Baby to manage the disposal of JD's remains and the automobile. As he recalls his childhood, we are shown through a flashback that Baby was traveling somewhere with his parents. There was a fight between his parents over something, due to which Baby's father got distracted from driving and they had a severe accident, resulting in the death of Baby's parents, leaving Baby orphaned. Moreover, in that accident, Baby also developed a condition called tinnitus, because of which he always hears some noises in his ears. Ever since then, the baby started wearing earphones to avoid those noises. Anyway, the scene switches back to the present, where Baby approaches Deborah to ask her out on a date, and Deborah, delighted, agrees to go on the date with him. As the days pass, they start to grow closer to each other. One day, Deborah asks Baby about his work, to which Baby reveals that he used to be a driver but has now quit that job. One day, when Baby is at home, Joe suggests that he should consider working as a pizza delivery boy. Taking Joe's advice, Baby starts working as a delivery boy, and after a few days, he and Deborah go out on a dinner date. In the restaurant, there's also a dog present, but Baby starts ignoring the dog. However, when the dog sees Baby, he calls him over. The dog tells Baby that ever since he left, things haven't been going well because Baby was very lucky for him. Then the dog says that he wants Baby to start working with him again, but Baby decides to refuse working with the dog again. The boss, aware of your financial troubles and current job as a delivery person, assures you that joining him would yield substantial earnings rapidly. You're free to depart at your discretion, yet presently, commitment to his work is expected. Baby, nevertheless, vehemently declines, desiring no association with the task, provoking the boss's threat that should Baby rebuff the offer, he will have a certain Dabra killed. Hearing this, Baby gets scared and agrees to work. The next day, the boss takes Baby to a post office bank and tells him to go inside with his nephew. The boss actually wanted Baby to carefully observe everything in the post office, figure out how many guards there are and where the cameras are installed. To ensure no one suspects Baby, he sends his nephew in with him. Within the post office, Baby starts to closely examine the surroundings. At a point where the dog's relative initiates a conversation with a staff member and she presents him with candy. Subsequently, Baby approaches and the staff member engages warmly with Baby. Following the encounter, Baby reports the interaction to the dog. The following morning, Baby visits the dog's residence and discovers that dog has employed Bats and Monica. Shortly thereafter, dog shows up and starts outlining his strategy. He says that he has found out that there is a lot of money inside the post office and there are many guards deployed for the safety of the money. Therefore, we will need guns to rob that money. After which dog sends the four to a dealer to bring weapons. On the way, Bats enters a supermarket to get some stuff and hits the shopkeeper dead with the moon. Seeing this, Baby gets very scared. Well, after a while, they reach the dealer and the dealer starts showing them guns. Then, Bats suddenly shoots and kills the dealer. The merchant's henchmen launch an assault on the quartet, leading to a shootout between the factions. However, Bats and Monica join forces to eliminate all of the merchant's goons. Subsequently, Bats and Monica furiously question Bats regarding his decision to shoot the merchant. He justifies his actions by revealing the presence of a police officer with the merchant, stressing that their elimination was essential to avoid incarceration. Following this, they proceed to the canine's residence. Bats demands to stop the car near Deborah's cafe, but Baby fears that Bats might kill Deborah, so he doesn't stop. However, Bats forcibly insists on stopping the car near the cafe, and then they all go into the cafe. Deborah takes everyone's orders and starts looking at Baby, but Baby doesn't look back at Deborah even once because he doesn't want anyone to find out about his relationship with Deborah. Deborah also realizes that Baby is on a job and leaves after taking the order. Later, when Deborah asks for the bill, Bats begins to draw his gun to kill Deborah. Upon seeing this, Baby takes hold of Bats' hand promptly and takes care of the bill for Deborah. Shortly after their departure, Deborah discovers a note left by Baby declaring his intention to whisk her away on a road trip at the strike of 2 a.m. When Doc learns of this, he decides to abort the heist planned at the postal facility. Bats, visibly irritated, asserts that they should not abandon the operation. Doc subsequently inquires who among them is prepared to push forward with the heist, with Buddy, Monica and Bats confirming their willingness, while Baby does not respond. Doc makes it clear to Baby that he has the choice to opt out of the mission, but ultimately, Baby consents to participate and retires for the night. When the time comes, Baby remembers he has to meet Deborah at 2 a.m., so he sneaks away to go to her. During which he is approached by Doc, who asks him where he is going at this time. Meanwhile, Bats also arrives on the scene. Bats has Baby's tape recorder and has listened to all the voices recorded by Baby, leading Bats to suspect that Baby has been collaborating with the police. Therefore, Bats starts questioning Baby if he was planning to send their recordings to the police. Baby responds, saying that he isn't an informant but rather records everyone's conversations as a hobby and creates music from those voices. But Bats is not convinced by Baby's words. Hence, Baby tells him that there are many such music tracks at his home made from the recordings, which upon hearing, Bats would believe him. Afterwards, Bats brings all those recordings from Baby's home that Baby had used to make music. Now Doc plays those cassettes and hears his own voice, which makes him extremely angry with Baby. Consequently, he demands another driver to be called in to replace Baby. Besides, they also discover that Deborah and Baby care for each other. Then Baby explains to the dog that he is not a police informant and does not want to work with you on this mission. He also tells everyone that he will not make such a mistake in the future, so the dog believes him and rehires him for the job. The next day, Baby takes the three of them to the post office and they quickly go in to rob the place. Meanwhile, Baby sees the post office employee who once had a very nice conversation with him. Baby gestures to the lady at the post office not to come in, so she understands the danger and calls a police officer. Just then, Big Monica and Bats come out after robbing and Bats shoots the officer dead, after which they get into the car and tell Baby to escape quickly. But Baby doesn't listen to them, which leads Bats to strike his face with the gun and threatens to kill him, forcing him to drive away. Distressed, Baby drives his car towards a truck parked ahead. There were many rods in this truck that would go straight through a bat's body, causing its death. Actually, Baby had planned to have all the people killed during this mission because he wanted to live a good life with Deborah, but he could never live well because of these criminals, so he planned to kill them all. Meanwhile, by now, the police also arrive at the scene, at which Baby, Buddy and Monica start to run away. After which Monica and Buddy start shooting at the police and hijack a car to escape. Meanwhile, Baby goes into a mall, changes his clothes and then starts to flee after stealing a car. During this, he accidentally crashes his car into Buddy's. That's when the police arrive and start shooting at the three of them. Then Monica and Buddy also shoot back at the police, during which Monica gets shot and killed by the police. Amidst this, Baby starts to run away with the money. Then Buddy says to Baby that it's because of you that Monica is dead. As soon as he says this, he starts shooting at Baby, but Baby manages to dodge the bullets and escapes to the road where he steals a car from a cold lady and heads straight home. There he picks up all his money and attempts to give it to Joe, who refuses to take the stolen cash. Even then, Joe explains things to him and leaves him at an old age home before going to pick up Deborah at her cafe, where he sees Buddy sitting. Joe attempts to assassinate Deborah in retribution for Monica's demise, aiming his vengeance at Baby. Unbeknownst to Buddy, Baby is also armed. Buddy's focus shifts to a different individual inside the cafe, creating an opportunity that Baby capitalizes on, firing and wounding Buddy. Subsequently, Baby and Deborah intimidate two men with their firearm, commandeer the men's vehicle, and make their way to Doc's residence. There, Baby insists on reclaiming all his audio tapes from Doc, as those tapes embody recollections of Baby's more joyful periods. At first, Doc declines to give up the tapes, but then Deborah makes an appearance. As he observes the child, the dog realizes the infant is on the brink of a life transition. Hence, he entrusts all the tapes to the youngster. Subsequently, they begin their descent in the lift. In the course of their downward journey, Dog presents a satchel filled with cash to the youngster, advising him to flee the nation as the police are on his trail, preventing him from starting over. Once they arrive at the ground level, a trio associated with the arms dealer confronts them, demanding retribution for their leader. They engage in combat with Dog and the youth. Dog urges the lad to escape while he deals with the trio on his own. Concurrently, an elder police officer reaches the scene in his vehicle, becomes irate, and shoots Dog. Having shot Dog, he pursues the youth. Baby starts ramming Baddie's car with another car, repeatedly attacking until he pushes it off the building, but Baddie gets out before the car falls, and while pointing a gun at Baby, he shoots near Baby's ears, causing him to fall down. And his ears are in great pain. Seeing this, Deborah attacks with a rod, but Big Deborah catches her and starts beating her. At that moment, Baby picks up Buddy's gun and shoots Buddy in the legs, causing him to lose balance and fall from the building to his death. Now Deborah, with the unconscious Baby, leaves the scene in a car, and it's morning by then after driving a short distance. She sees several officers in front of her who were standing ready to catch Baby. Seeing the police, Deborah starts to turn the car around. Meanwhile, Baby regains consciousness and asks Deborah to stop the car, after which he surrenders himself to the police. The scene then shifts to the courtrooms, where Joke Deborah, a post office employee, and an old lady testify against Baby, saying that whatever Baby did, he did under compulsion. Because of these testimonies, the judge sentences Baby to only 5 years in prison. Now we are shown a scene 5 years later where we see Baby coming out of jail and Deborah is there to pick him up. With this, the movie comes to an end here.